Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Talon in the jungle and showing you how to carry with the best runes and build possible. Take first strike with magical footwear, futures, cosmic, eyeball, treasure hunter with double AD and armor. Lots of gold because Talon is an assassin snowball-y character. You can play more bruiser if you want, but generally assassin's the way to go if they have lots of squishies on their team, which literally every single one of them is a squishy. For our build, we want to rush down Youmuu's because it lets you avoid having to rush boots. And plus, since we took free boots, it's going to substitute because it gives you 40 out of combat movement speed just constantly, kind of like boots mobility, plus the active, which is 20% movement speed plus ghosting for 6 seconds. Super impactful, only 3,000. It's cheaper than any other mythic you could go. After Youmuu's, we're going to push into Eclipse, typically into Edge of Night at that point. The reason why you usually want to go for a green jungle item is the tenacity on it makes it to where you can go for boots of swiftness on Talon, which are very cheap, gets you around the map, and Talon's jump is faster the faster he is. So going for the green jungle item keeps you tanky to where you don't have to end up going for merc treads or plated, and the shield on it also keeps you healthy in the early game. Since Youmuu's doesn't give you any self-healing, when we rush Youmuu's, having the green jungle item will still help us to stay healthy because junglers can't take refills anymore for season 13 like they could back in season 10, 11, 12. That was some awkward autos on my part. Your Q is a great auto reset. It does more damage as an auto reset rather than a leap. So if you have the option and you need the damage, you're gonna auto Q auto just like that. That's how you're gonna be doing the deeps. Try not to use your potion until after you kill the camp because it heals you more the lower on health you are whenever you kill the large monster in any given camp. So now we'll use potion, get all of our health back. We'll cross through this. I don't think the minions saw me. And what we want to do is just 3 camp off a red side, so we're level 3 with red buff. Oh, Bel'Veth just saw us there. I don't know why she even did that. She literally took 3 camps and then she randomly like walked that way. That was very strange. Not sure what's going on here. Auto Q auto. She's ignited though, and she's dead. I just don't understand what just happened. Because she didn't get her red buff. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. I have nothing else to do right now, so I'll go for Krugs. We can't take red buff in time. They made it to where you take the enemy camps 20% slower than your own. For everybody, every jungler takes enemy camps 20% slower than their own. Since we don't have smite, there's no way we could take red buff in time before she gets here, because they've also made it a season or so ago to where enemies leave base really fast, giga fast movement speed if they died. So since she died, she's gonna get here super fast. We're gonna take it 20% slower. So it definitely makes it harder to actually punish people for sure. But, I mean, it is what it is. We got our kill off of her. We get our Krugs. Hopefully we can get this as well. She's being a bit of a bunghole. We're the same level, but she has red buff advantage. I think she realizes she can't stop me from taking this. I'll go ahead and smite that. Hit her with a W. Teemo's chasing. It's a very strange choice. I could just wait here. I didn't see her actually cross over. She's probably on my blue right now. Yep. She's literally wasting her time. She's not... Oh, okay. I say she's wasting her time, but she actually kills me. That was kind of awkward. She might actually be able to get that in time too. Might be worth... we'll see. We have the movement speed. Might be able to end up running her down. Her execute damage is insane. I can't believe Teemo roamed for that though. He gave up a lot of lane presence doing that. It's kind of interesting. So she takes my blue. I think she's still in the area. I guess she left. That's very strange, man. I don't understand what her pathing was. She did 3 camps, was top side. And then she just like stood there like right here. Just none of it made sense. Very strange. What she should have done was 3 camp into wraps, then gone this way because that's faster to red buff. It's almost like she was keeping watch for herself, just standing there. So she saw us when we hopped over the wall. Death is going to be a little bit of a setback. I should have given up my top side. The fact is she had longsword advantage and red buff advantage. There's no way for us to fight that. Getting a pretty solid clear in at least. Could look to gank bot side here. They're all ending pretty hard. I don't think I can get there in time. I think Kais is dead as well. She gets the shutdown. Bran should get the kill. Nice, nice, nice. And the whole camp is mine. Bel'Veth hasn't backed yet, so she stayed on the map. She finished my blue hella fast. Super, super quick, because she still has only that longsword. She hasn't backed yet. She must have eaten these fruits to heal back up. Want to get her with a W. Her teammates are about to be here. She's gonna reset her Gromp. She hits me with that. I think their mid lane might be roaming. And nice dry Zed. Very cool. We time our dash to go off by the time his dash finishes. They might just be pushing me into my jungle here though. I don't really know. Makes me nervous how aggressive they're being. I have to kite this round a little bit. Auto Q auto, get it with our smite. There it is. I kind of need to reset, but I also want to stay on the map. I think top plants are up. Gromp's coming up top side as well. Resetting while you have red buff isn't usually a good thing. I also can't get my Youmuu's either, so the recall wouldn't be that ideal. Game is slowing down a lot. Bel'Veth is mobile enough to make it hard for us to get a kill on her. They probably think I'm in her jungle right now. Might actually be able to take Herald. Herald does basically 0 damage. Oh, 78. The reason why Herald does such little damage, as long as you dodge its big hits, it basically misses out on autoing you 3 times. So even though we're super low, we don't have any self-healing really. We're still able to take this quite comfortably. Why Herald is a joke objective. Anyone can solo as long as you don't just stand there and let it hit you with everything. And even if you do, you can still take it probably. Took that figuring Bel'Veth wouldn't be there. She hadn't backed yet. She's sitting on a lot of gold and our camps are up. It wouldn't make sense for her to push out no items past all of her camps to mess with me. She's doing dragon now, which is interesting because Herald's more important for her. Heralds and Barons give her 3 minutes of Rift Coral. Dragons only give her 1 minute of it. Massive difference. When she has Rift Coral, she has more attack range, attack speed, movement speed, and a few other things. She's going to be resetting now since she's dead and spending her gold, so I don't want to invade her and try to kill her on red buff. I would consider taking red buff if I was already there since my smite's up, but it's a long walk for not having any boots. Auto Q auto. Auto Q auto. Teammates get dragon, very cool. And I can afford Youmuu's as well. I don't necessarily want to go into debt to buy it. This camp's up and my R's up to where I'll stay and farm this out. Alright, we can go back and spend. It's going to be tough to get a kill on the enemies with where they're at right now. We'll pick up the Youmuu's and press the map. We're moving at 400 movement speed. Let's find someone with tier 2s. Yasuo was moving at a measly 390. That's why Youmuu's is kind of nutty. So once you have it complete, your out of combat movement speed is ridiculous. Auto Q auto. It'd be nice to have our green jungle item finished for the shield. I think Zed just burned his dash there, I think. Gonna have to Youmu's to get to him. Q into WR. Ignite, auto attack, down he goes. I had to use Q to get to him. We couldn't use it as an auto reset. When people are trying to get away from you, you pretty much never get to use it as an auto reset. You have to use it as a gap closer. Belveth's playing hard for this kill. Jump into W. Couldn't get the back end of the rake. Auto attack W. Auto attack Q. Down she goes. I would say worth, because Victor needed to back anyways and Belveth didn't. Plus I got her double buff, which is kind of sick. Now Teemo's going to cancel his back. I think he actually stayed for this. Oh, he's dead. Boom. And since we're fast, we can hop over the walls really fast. The more movement speed you have, the faster your dash goes off. That's why Youmu's is amazing on Talon. Oh, gets me out. Zed's roaming. I don't want him to kill me on Grump. I don't know where he's at. I'm also sitting on a lot of gold. Too risky to stay out in the open. Lucids are good. I guess Swifties wouldn't help me that much against their team, to where Lucids are just better. I'm not gonna go into debt here. You usually only go into debt if it's for something important. A longsword versus serrated isn't a big difference. It's still 30 AD. We're just missing 10 lethality. Go ahead and lay this bot since they're doing really well getting kills. Push that in. Maybe fly trap locks in between turrets as she runs back down. W, auto attack Q reset. W, auto Q auto. Not necessarily going to stay for those. Shisha. So Lux is spawned in on her way back to lane. I need to hurry and get over there. Auto Q auto. I may not even get there in time. Gotta go into warp drive speed mode. Oh, it's warded, dude. And blue buffs over here. Man, Belveth's gonna be here in a moment. Shocker. Later, my dudes. What a bunch of cheese balls coming after me like that. Zed's wasting so much time trying to kill me that I have shutdown gold. I literally died in my own jungle like a noob, but now I have shutdown gold because they're spending so much time trying to kill me that they're falling behind. Shutdown gold isn't necessarily about how fed you are. It's more about the difference between how much gold you and the enemies have as a team. Because I'm not even crazy fed right now. My CS isn't that high. I mean, 4 kills, it's something, but it's more of the fact that they don't have any kills and they're not necessarily CSing well either. So that's what happens. Why is Victor there? Why was he not playing for this kill? I'm gonna use my Youmu's. I want to get out of there. I didn't know where Belveth was. It turns out she's bot side. I don't have to back. I think I could actually stay in the Dragonfly auto Q auto. Or I could back just to be safe. I can't decide. That's a tough call. Because all my camps are up. I can full clear down plus R's up. We almost have jungle item finished as well. If we could just get some more treats, 1 per 60 seconds. So this should turn that from the 6 to a 4. We're that much closer to finishing it then. Once we kill the big one. Down to 4. Yeah, we only need about 3 more. Because I'll have a treat up here in a second. This Belveth's dying a lot. It's because she plays so aggressive. Like we saw firsthand. She's just kind of all over the place. I hopped in through the back, so I should be able to take this comfortably. They don't know I'm in here. Scuttle can't see into the pit. Auto Q auto. I want this dragon. We need it badly. Jaxel's a great win con for Talon. Auto Q auto. Ooh. And I am out of there. They tried so hard for that. I didn't realize there was 3 of them. I thought it was only Lux and Teemo initially. I'm on Yomu speed up though, moving 450. They can't keep up. There we see the Teemo. We'll hop over that, and there we go. Sheesh, that was close. The Lux shield on to Kai'Sa. I don't know if Kai'Sa used her R there or not. A lot of stuff happening at once. We got the full Yomus, and should be full health constantly no matter what now. Or I should say we have the Eclipse now. The Eclipse gives Omnivamp, which makes your auto attacks, it's all your damage output, 7% of it is healing us. Against champions with 2 consecutive hits, does max health damage against them, speeds us up, and gives us a shield. So it makes you tanky, fast, and it makes you do high damage. It's a bit of a weird assassin item when you think about it. Like, the movement speed and damage makes sense, but why does it give you a shield? Now we all have double shield from Green Jungle item plus Eclipse. W auto Q auto. I want this. Wow, he actually tried to steal it there at the end. What a turd. I get more XP from it since I have jungle item. Oh, Herald just wrecked her. Tempted to go in. It's not worth it though. If I kill her, at most it's 300 gold. If they kill me, it's over 800 gold. My R's up. They're all kind of huddled around. I don't know. Not much we can do there. Go back to farming, wait for dragons. We're already ahead. We don't have to force plays. Like, the worst thing we could do is try to 5v5 dive them underneath their turret. It wouldn't make any sense. They're going to slowly push out anyways as they feel they're safe and we're not applying pressure. It gives them a sense of security, whether that is rational or not. They're pushed up. We could go find a kill now. I could go easily kills this Zed. Doesn't have a chance with Dusk versus my Eclipse. Question is, does he stay with the wave? About to find out. Oh, he did. Cool. He doesn't have his dash either. He's a goner. Like, this is the difference between our items. It's a big deal. Where he burned everything and we still have a huge chunk of health left. And we still have our Ignite. Plus, we were the one coming to him, so it was easier for him to land his skill shots, in theory. Auto Q auto. Don't mind if I do. Talon's a pretty good counter jungler. It makes me sad that counter jungling isn't viable pre-level 3. If you're just taking your time to mow through their camps, you're not even level 3 yet, you end up putting yourself so far behind because you're taking it 20% slower. And if you're reaching your level 3 20% slower, it feels really bad because you don't have all 3 of your abilities. And that's why counter jungling isn't really a viable strat anymore. At least in the ultra early game. Sure, once you have some items or you're level 3, level 6, it becomes more and more viable, but early on, man, whew. First camp spawns, it's not as good. I'm gonna have to stay on this. Got her with my Ignite. We can pop out. I still have my Yomus as well there, didn't need it. Don't know what Kai'Sa was thinking, man. I'm 2 full items. She's an item and a half. She thinks she can fight the wild. And they quit. Whoa! Alright, we'll go ahead and do a part 2. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to part 2. This game, we're up against a Karthus jungle. Not a bad matchup for Talon in particular. Exhaust makes it a bit more challenging. The main thing is we need to know where he's starting. With any jungler, you want to invade and kill, which is pretty much all of them when you're playing Talon, because you get to abuse Ignite. You need to know where they're starting. You can assume 9 out of 10 times they're starting bot side for best leash possible, and then clearing up, which is fair. However, you want to try to make sure if you can. So in this case, we went down, got our ward. It's a little bit risky because of Darius, but if worse comes to worse, we can start E if he starts attacking us and get away. Yeah, Darius is one of the worst guys to actually do that against because he can bush cheese you. It's unfortunate. So yeah, he's starting on his blue buff, so I'll have to red into his red buff, and it won't even be easy to get there before he does, because Karthus clears so fast. Karthus full clears 305 if you're doing it properly. Done it myself for this season and made a video on it. Should be an interesting game. Worst comes to worst, we might have to full clear leashless. You start W because you get 2 procs of your passive versus only 1 on your Q. And W's only 1 second longer. Go back in for one more auto. Auto Q auto. We're gonna save our potion. Don't want to use it too early because when you kill the big monster in any camp, it heals you more based on how much HP you're missing at the time. So the sooner you use your potion, the less HP you'll end up getting. It equates to, for like 2 camps, you kind of get like 60 less HP ish, but over the span of a lot of camps, it makes a big diff. Auto attack W, auto Q auto. There it is. All right, now we got to blitz into his jungle deep and hard. We may not get there in time. We'll probably show up on his red buff as he's finishing it. He will be missing a lot of health. Karthus farms low HP. W, auto Q auto with the ignite. We'll hop out. I should be able to still get the red buff as well. Don't mind if I do. Beautiful. Worked just as planned. Who would have thought? I'll go ahead and unmute him now because I'm sure he's thrilled about that. It's one of Karthus's biggest weaknesses. Even though he can do a 3-minute 05 clear, leashless. I believe it's leashless. 305 leashless. It sounds about right. Even though he can do that, he farms super low HP to where there's a big danger in it if the enemy jungler understands that and it invades. So Shaco, a Talon, a Rengar. Basically, junglers who don't like to full clear. I mean, Talon's full clear is a 330 leashless, which is solid, but his invade has really high carry potential to where oftentimes the invade risk reward is better than a full clear risk reward on Talon. His exhaust gave him decent value. Ignite does true damage, however. Exhaust didn't help him against our ignite. Plus, he was missing too much health. He did a decent job of landing Qs after the fact. The red buff was already low, and we were able to finish it off, fortunately. It's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Gonna have a big back here in a moment. I'm not seeing anything on the map to gank necessarily. Other than maybe mid. Auto, Q auto. Yeah, mid looks semi-gankable. She has electrocute. It's not on cooldown either. That worries me a little bit. He's level 3! Let's go, dude. Looks like he's going back to his top side. I could go bot. Don't. They're gonna mess this up for me. What are they doing? Don't they know how much I would have liked having that? I don't get any of it. What a bunch of stinkers. Maybe I get this though. Auto Q auto. Looks like he never did take his Krogs. Hopefully he doesn't invade me. If he finds out I was over here, then he's definitely going to invade me. Oh, cool. They did a little reset. Neat. I love that little reset mechanic. It makes jungling fun and exciting. Very interactive and highly skillful as well. Karthus, all he has is a a Sapphire. He should have gone for Dark Seal. Alright. Serrated, Longsword, Control Word. It's good enough for me. So he did 5 camps plus Scuttle. That's 24. It adds up. I don't think he took any of our camps. Because he might have taken his like Gromp and Scuttle to get that. Because he did. We killed him on his 5th camp and he never got his 5th. So he only had 20 CS when we killed him. Or 16 CS I should say. I don't really want to gank Darius. Ganking Darius with double melee champs is hard. Same with ganking Allow with double melee. I think Allow is dead there. Auto Q auto. If he stays for a play, I'm gonna kill him. I have to hover just in case because the likelihood of him staying is incredibly high. Alright, so he doesn't stay. Alright, I'll go for Scuttle then. It was... Oh, okay. He's low mana and he just burned the last of it. I think Hook's around... Ooh, where did he just get 80 mana from, dude? He must have leveled up. Auto. Q auto. Ignite literally won't kill him. He had Ghost and Flash. Alawi didn't... Like... She didn't get outplayed by Darius. She basically let herself die to him because he still had all of his sums. At least we got those, I suppose, but that's delaying our level 6. Karthus is bot side. He's going to run out of mana trying to do dragon unless he's only Q spamming. He seems to be scared of me. The fact that he's giving up his blue buff now. He had such a good jungle route going for himself. I think Darius is coming in the general area. Please push Alawi. Alright, she's pushing. Nice. I should have held blue buff more right here so I could slow Darius because he'd most likely come from the south. So my W back end slow positioning was kind of pooped there. And he's going in hard for this. I'm going to R, auto Q, auto W. Boom. Goodbye, Annie. So Karthus did get dragon. That means he lost all of his HP from doing that, is what that means. I might be able to get Ezreal. Nope. Karthus killed him. Nami could rotate over here. That's why I'm hesitant to start the red buff, because I already know I'm in the area. Where I killed Annie at. So there's a 80% chance Nami rotates over here. That being said, I don't want to show them. I don't want to give them verification, so I'll stand right here outside of the control ward vision range. And we can get Youmu's. This is why you take Futures Market, baby. Because I don't want to wait in base for 80 gold. Waiting in base for anything over 40-ish. 40 to 50 is kind of iffy. Because you could push out onto the map and get some gold and reset. Now we're getting around at a whopping 375. Not bad. Karthus top. Doesn't look like he got my red buff. Doesn't look like he's even taking his red buff. He's super far behind in CS. Going for that dragon put him in a low CS situation. Oh, I think he's going in my jungle. Auto Q auto. Talon has a bit of extra damage against monsters on his passive. His passive is extra 20%. His W does 5%. Oh, cool. It's warded. Neat. I'm assuming my red buff is gone. Thanks for the leash, Serath. I want to kill Annie. I don't know where Karthus or Darius is. Okay, so he's on Herald. He probably invaded my jungle then. He may not even know I'm over here. Okay, I'm gonna Youmu's. He burned his dash. We need to get him with our W rake. Got the slow on him. We got nothing on Nami because she ended up flashing. Jin's going in balls deep. And if I followed it, I wouldn't have been able to kill. And now he's gonna be pissed because he died. I literally couldn't have kept up. Because my Youmu's was on cooldown. I had committed to Ezreal in melee versus Jin committing at range. So I was super far away from Nami. I had no way of catching up. She's already moving probably at the time faster than me. I just got my free boots after the fact as well. I was moving really slow. Want as much of this as I can get. I have Youmu's to escape if someone shows up. Sick. I wonder if Karthus... Wow, they laid another ward over here. I think he took my red buff. That son of a gun. That's not even going to kill. Maybe that was his red. I can't tell now. Hey, friends. This is a weird situation because Annie has stun up, and I don't know if she has Tibbers. She's not necessarily behind either, even if she does have a death. Should I go bot lane here? Darius dies. That's awesome. I don't know why Vhagar stayed. That was greedy. Yeah, it was just his red buff. What am I talking about? Picking his Krugs a lot now. I Q to close distance. Then we hit him with the Q auto W. Down he goes. Somehow Xerath died and all that. I didn't even need to use my Ignite or my R. Beautiful. Maybe I can kill Nami, even if she's a full item. Later, my dude. I'm not staying for that. Me and Karthus are about the same to our jungle item. No matter how much more CS that you have than people, with the way they set up treats, you and the enemy jungler are gonna finish your jungle item about the same time. There's not a full item here. We could definitely muscle this. Boom. Get him with the Q, auto W. Finish him off. E away. That was actually a good Q he threw out there. It's not enough though. It's a bad matchup for Karthus. The best way for him to play this matchup is to make sure Talon doesn't know where he started, and I got down that cheeky ward, making my invade high confidence, low risk. Because Karthus can start on red buff if he chooses to. Yeah, later, Ezreal. Nice try, buddy. Psych. We'll be backing for a clip soon. Auto Q auto. R is down. Yomu's is up. The fact that I'm this low on HP does not make me comfortable. Alright, I'll hop over for this. Hey, friend. Oh! No! He got my shutdown. He did a lot of damage. Nami did 336. Dude, no way. She did almost as much as Ezreal. How is that okay? Oh, that's wild, man. Support's such an overloaded role. Can get Eclipse. Should we do it? Should we go into debt for the spend the extra 50 gold? Yes, we should. It's worth it. Karthus is out there tickling his pickle. He's launching R, and it's a kill. Shoot. That's bad. Looks like he's going in for his Gromp or something. Darius is actually pretty low on health. I could go snatch him real quick. Even with plated, I should have the gold spent advantage to thrash this guy. W, smite, auto Q. We had no other choice. I tried to save as much as I could to close distance. There's just no way. He's too tanky. He has 2 HP items and plated. Too much. Karthus is already mid. Holy crap. Rips through his camps like tissue paper. Look how fast we are, dude. Sick on these jumps. Doing barrel rolls out here. Did we miss a dragon? Oh yeah, Karthus soloed. I don't know if he soloed, but he took the first one super early, pre-6, and put himself really far behind by doing it. Now I remember. It's all coming back to me now. And he's topside. We'll go kill her. Try to grab this. Karthus doesn't have tier 2 boots. How did he even close on my teammate there? My teammate has tier 2s. Annie doesn't have stun up. Q auto W. Oh, get me out, get me out, get me out. Oh, I'm getting, I don't know if that's a rib or heartburn, but holy crap, my right side hurts. Oh, it's like it feels like my lungs getting stabbed. My goodness, at least we got the Annie. What do we go here? Merc Treads. Nah, we'll run Lucids. Go big or go home. Into, I'd say Cleaver, honestly. Darius is a lot to get through, plus Nami has a heal. We could go for Edge of Night and get solid value. I'm feeling the Cleaver though. I want to have that big 30 ability haste. The drag fight's the win con. I don't think we should necessarily team fight them in a traditional way. Should basically just be Xerath poking. If they overcommit Vague Cage outside of that, I think I should be on the split since I'm more mobile than anyone on their team. The only one they can send to match me is Darius as well, because if I get one magic resist item, I can thrash Annie. Go ahead and Yomu's for this. Hey, Nami, Q auto W. You need the back end of the rake to land. The back end does all the damage and the slow. The front end doesn't matter as much, but generally if you land the front end, the back end will land, or if you're trying to land the back end, you'll get the front end to land. Because if you throw out your W soon and then you Q, like if you W then Q, a lot of times the back end won't actually land. So usually, if they're not close to you to begin with, you have to use your Q or you already get there and then W to ensure you land the back end rake. Back end slow. Someone's about to walk into me. Yeah, goodbye, Karth. W, auto QR, down you go, buddy. Taking a little dirt nap. Free dragon, auto Q auto. Got high damage against things like this. With our big boy passive. They do not want to give this up though, man. They're fighting hard for it. Nice try from them. Might be able to chase. Nah, never mind. It's close from Xerath. They almost got the kill. There's too many of them there. They all stacked up. It's just basically mean Xerath as well. I didn't have R either, so... Having jungle item finish is nice. Karthus doesn't have his finished quite yet. We finished ours around 18-minute mark. I'm going to push back into Karth jungle. He's super squishy. He doesn't have Zanya's. And Leandri's, which is his main mythic, doesn't give any HP, armor, mobility, making him super easy to kill. Hey, Annie. Nice try, bud. QW, and you're dead. Should be able to walk out. Ezreal might press R. Let's see if he gets me at the big outplay. I don't remember if this was worded or not. Generally, when you pick Karthus, at least at the moment, since he can no longer take Demonic for easy wins, because Demonic's Giga nerfed for range champs, you typically want to know what you're playing him into. If it's a more passive jungler or a more tank style jungler, then Karthus is fine to pick, but if you're playing him against an assassin jungler, it can be very challenging. Very, very challenging. Extremely tedious. You have to play as if you had schizophrenia, constantly hearing voices in your head and you're paranoid to enter areas because you feel like they might be there. It's horrible. It's the same way you have to act when you're playing Twitch jungle. You lack mobility and you're super squishy. We'll be taking these. What's the cooldown? 4 and 4. W is a lot lower on cooldown at the earlier ranks than your... Wait, your Q is, yeah. Your Q is a way lower cooldown than your W at the earlier ranks. Auto Q, auto W. Down he goes. Oh, I jumped the wrong way. Shoot. I was trying to go over that wall into that wall. Couldn't quite get it. Oh well. We went the weird way. It paid off. Using your R to exit bushes can be good. The enemies don't know you're in the brush. You can sprint out, auto Q, auto W, or sprint out, W, auto Q, auto. Because if you're already in close range of them, usually lead in with the W. Whoa, my W apparently hit him, and now I'm taking turret aggro. Oh my gosh. I don't have any magic resist either, so Karthus R's are gonna hurt. I have to back up. It's not worth dying. Need to stay alive, keep getting dragons. If I throw shutdown gold to give up map pressure, it's an easy loss with their comp. Big Annie AoE, Karthus AoE, Nami AoE, Darius AoE. And Ezreal's a slippery little turd. Is he trying to take this red buff? Oh, he's just being a helpful little guy. How sweet of him. How much farm does Vigar have? 175. Permanent AP. It's not horrible. You want to try to shoot for 10 AP per second on his passive. He doesn't have very much kill participation. If he had as much as KP as we did, which you wouldn't expect him to have as much as a Talon. I'm just saying if he did, he would have well over 10. Because he gets, I think it's 5 per kill or assist on champs. Plus permanent 1 AP per ability, any ability he lands against them. Taking all of his camps. I have a 2-level advantage on him. He hasn't finished his jungle item yet either. He needs 1 more camp for it. If we can delay that, it'll be freaking hilarious. Because he's 22 minutes in. Junglers usually hit at 15-minute to 18-minute mark. He's so far behind though that it's 23 minutes in and he hasn't finished it yet. It's a big deal. It's a lot of damage, big slow. I think the red one's probably the worst one in the game. The only jungler I can think of off the top of my head where I would 100% take red is Fiddlesticks and maybe Karthus. Fiddlesticks needs it for the slow to keep them inside of his R since his R is 90% of his damage. For Talon, you don't really need the red one because you can still one-shot squishies anyways. So the green one gives you way more survivability, slipperiness, so they can't CC you. Auto Q auto. Down he goes. RW auto Q auto, and he gets ripped into pieces. I'm surprised Zerath bothered wasting his Anyas on that. Wouldn't he have done half his health? Auto Q auto. I'll save smite for this. Karthus said GG in all chat, but he's not bothering to quit. How do you keep catching me in random bushes? Our support warding like crazy. He called us a sneaky bastard. That's pretty funny. It's tough, man. Okay, we can hang out in his jungle all day long. We're moving 478 out of combat really fast right now. We do have a lot of wards though. We got a ward there, we got one here and there. We have them kind of all over the place, these Jin traps. I didn't want to go in because it was her and Nami. I couldn't necessarily kill one while the other one was standing there. I'm also sitting on 6,000 gold. Yeah, I just died when I was sitting on 6k gold. That's super newbie of me. She has more gold spent than I did when we fought there. So at this point, I would have pushed Cleaver into probably Ma. Yeah, probably that Cleaver Ma here. Or we could push Edge of Night, realistically. Edge of Night would be good. Final item against their team, Death's Dance or GA or Surls. I'd say Surls for the penetration and slow. If Karthus was really fed, I definitely would go Ma. But since it's mainly Annie to block out her stun and an ability, Edge of Night's good. And that's it, guys. We'll take a look at damage dealt, damage taken. What a fun game. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, our damage was on the lower side compared to our teammates. With that being said, we still had more damage than their AD carry, than their top laner. And of course, support is an extremely balanced and skillful role. And that's why their support had as much damage dealt as most of our team, and our support had the most damage dealt in the game because once again, support is a skillful, balanced role that definitely doesn't need to be nerfed. But part of the reason why our damage wasn't necessarily way higher than everyone else's is because we weren't necessarily interacting with champions that often, and when we were one-shotting them, like mainly the Karthus, to where that's only so much damage dealt versus an Alawi mulching on a Darius throughout lane phase, or a Xerath mulching, constantly poking, stacking onto his damage dealt throughout lane phase as well. So that's why you'll tend to see damage charts look the way they do. Alright, for damage taken, we took a decent amount. We were frontlining, and for runes, high value. All in all, Talon jungle is a lot of fun. The current meta for jungle, aggressive junglers, is basically through camp red side into invade and kill the enemy jungler on their second buff and take it from them. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.